Andrew, you came through with a hard-hitting story. The Chinese government, obviously, a little bit quirky. They still have Remy Ma or Jeremy Lin. What was that?
Remy Ma.
Jack Ma.
Jack Ma. They still got him.
It's like the most American name that you could have as a Chinaman.
Well, Remy Ma is a rapper, so that is
had Remy Ma's name since like 1997.
So Mur, tell us this. There's an alternative method for getting a COVID test in China. Let us hear about it.
Okay, well, China ain't fucking around when it comes to COVID anymore. Let's see here. In America, of course, citizens are asked to wear masks. And, of course, we are getting the swab done nasally. But if you're in old land, that's not the land of the rising sun.
That's Japan, but, yeah, that's okay.
The neighbor. Close enough.
The neighbor of the land of the rising sun.
But throat swabs and nasal swabs aren't enough for the Chinese. Now they are going straight for the other source. They're getting about 3 to 4 inches deep in the old anus to get their COVID tests done now. They could do a stool sample, but they're saying that the stool sample isn't as effective as actually going straight for the old anal swab. They insert a cotton tip swab 3 to 5 centimeters, that's 1 to 2 inches, into the rectum. Damn near killed them. The China government has recently imposed more stringent coronavirus restrictions as it battles to contain the outbreak ahead of the Lunar New Year next month, a holiday in which large swaths of people travel the country from their homes. So far, the anal swab has reportedly only been used in particularly high-risk situations. Quote, officials took anal swabs from residents of neighborhoods with confirmed COVID-19 cases in Beijing last week, according to the state media. And they ain't messing around. It ain't like here. It ain't voluntary testing. It's grab them and spread them and swab them.
Pull your pants down, spread your cheeks. Okay, so, all right. I may catch some flack from this from my friends who listen to the podcast. I don't think an inch or two in your rectum with a cotton swab is going to be any less uncomfortable than jamming it up in your nose as they do now. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, the cotton swab. Come on, it's nothing. It's like a little thermometer.
Yeah, in your asshole by a stranger.
It's dry though, I think, because at least the thermometer, they can give it a little KY. And
okay,
up in there, but the cotton swab, you can't moisten the cotton swab. It would fuck up the sample.
Understood.
Get dry swab up in the butt.
I'm just saying that I don't think this is something that you'd like jump 3 feet in the air when it penetrated you. I mean, you're talking. Anywho, I mean, take a picture of the next dump you take and tell me if that's not fucking much more dastardly than 2 inches of a cotton swab. My question is that just as accurate as up your nose? If you have the
apparently
flu,
it's more accurate.
If you have the flu, your rear end has the antibodies, has the telltale signs of COVID.
The logic they're going with is that after it's not detectable in your nose, it's still in your system. So
right.
If it's still in your system, like when you're shitting, it'll be able to detect it. So if your digestive tract still has the virus in it, then that means you still have it and can still spread it.
Okay.
So yeah. So even though you may, and a lot of the problems with the nasal swab, for example, let's say your immune system is top notch, is killer immune system, like just taking that shit out. Like there's a lot of people like myself. I walk a lot every day. I take my vitamins every day. I say my prayers, brother. And I may have the coronavirus in my nasal passages, but I may not get it because my body's able to fight it off. But I can still spread it to you.
Okay.
Because it's in my nasal passages and I'm breathing it out. So even if it's not in the nasal passage, you could still have it in your body, which makes you a spreader. And they're trying to, and it's China. It's China. They can go into every homeowners association across the land and say, bend over and spread them, baby. Here comes Peter Cottontail up your ass.
Nice. No, he's not wrong. But medically speaking, yeah. Like if you ever go to the hospital for anything really serious illness-wise, they will fucking 100% take a stool sample and send that bitch to the lab. Because pretty much everything that's possibly wrong with you is detectable in your shit.
In the poo. Right.
Yep.
And this is like, the weird thing is, what's China now? 1.3 billion, 1.25, 1.3.
Maybe.
Like we'll say $1 billion and some change. I've seen over my years of internet porn some pretty epic gangbangs. I mean, like 500-600 people, 1.6 billion cotton swabs in the rear end. That might be some sort of record.
Yeah, 1.3, 1.4, just under 1.4 billion.
Yeah, I mean, Christ, even half of that. That's a lot of penetrating in one day.
Man, that's crazy. 1.4 in China, 1.36 in India, 328 million in the States.
Talk about job security. Become a nurse in China.
Christ. Good to go.
Euthanasia.
Ain't just a bunch of kids in China.